Hi everybody, today we are going to be watching another Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids because I had such a good time last time. I thought I would do another one. The one I'm watching today is the one that I probably should have watched last time because this is apparently season 1 episode 1. Make sure you do the thumbs up and the subscribe. That's the nice thing to do. Okay, let's watch some Grizzly Tales. I've just realised that is that old man who just I don't even know what he did. What did he do? Give him the sweets. So he gave him the, look, that's his head. Very shiny head, hasn't he? I'm starting to think this guy's actually just a paedophile. He seems to be running this whole cinema. Him and his little spider. But I think Spindlechinks is kind of like a pimp. Like he's getting all the kids and like drawing them in. Then this old guy is like low-key molesting them. Or maybe it's just a cartoon, I don't know. Stop it! I'm sorry, I need to recreate this. Right, what's he doing? I can't be bothered. Right, sorry, we're recreating this. I'm going to expose myself because I've got stains on the shirt and I'm wearing shorts, okay, so it looks like I'm not. Don't throw a can of Coke at me, which is what happened yesterday. I'm not even going into that, that's trauma. It's not the right position. It's really giving like 2020 when I would be watching Renegade in slow motion and like trying to learn it. How the changes have timed. I hate myself. So he's... God, he's like...
Where'd she go?
No, I need the full angle. I just want to apologise to everyone who clicked on this, like, oh, let's watch Grizzly Tales, because now this is what's happening. Hold up, I've got to get the moves right. Right, you ready? That's enough.
A series of cautionary tales for lovers of squeam.
I do love that noise. Also, this has literally nothing to do with this, so feel free to skip this. Here's a timestamp if you're boring. I have a conspiracy. You know that little guy on Cut the Rope? He used to go, like, he would eat it like that. But then I downloaded it because I do that quite a lot, and then people just look at me like, what the fuck's wrong with her? So I was like, I'm gonna download Cut the Rope and show people. This is a reference to my childhood. He doesn't do it. I've got this from somewhere. Yes, okay, I'm weird, but I'm not that weird.
There are things in this story what spiders didn't ought to see.
I actually kind of love that spider, I'm not gonna lie, he's cute as fuck.
All children are little liars.
Oh, you don't need to get that close, puppet. The new Nanny, bit of alliteration, always good.
There is a family living in South London that has the collective intelligence of a dead ant. Mr. Frightfully Busy spends all his time at the office, while Mrs. Frightfully Busy sells overpriced baubles in a gift shop.
Why did they just like turn around and bump into each other? Like, what you do? Why? What was the point? What do you gain from that? Okay. I forgot how just fucking dumb this show is.
Their children, Tristram and Candy, spend their days being completely unpleasant to their long-suffering nanny, old Mrs. Mac.
Oh, they're gonna kill her, aren't they?
Ooh. At lunchtime...
Oh, honey, if she's getting thrown out the window, she's not making it to lunchtime.
They put the bits they don't want onto her chair.
She's literally got an entire dinner on her chair and she's sat on it. It's natural selection at that point, I'm sorry. She should not be a nanny. She's not quite with it.
At bath time, they pretend to be asleep in the water.
You know, so far, like, nothing they're doing, they've not committed knife crime, you know.
And Tristram and Candy tell lies. Mrs. Mac beat us today, said Candy. Oh, really? She beat us with your golf clubs, Daddy. What?
God, I've just realised it is Harry Potter. I'm just going to put it out there. She deserved that. She was very bad at her job. Once you get to the point that you're not able to see that there were 2 sausages, a good portion of mash and some like veg or whatever it was on your chair before sitting down, you should not be looking after young kids. What the fuck is that?
The next day, Mrs. Frightfully Busy had a childcare crisis. She looked in the telephone directory under Nanny and found this advert. Animal McMagic. Nannies for all.
At this point, just leave your kids at home. You would have thought before going from, I don't have childcare, donkey nanny. Like, surely there's a middle ground.
Half an hour later, there was a ring at the door. Down here, hissed a voice.
What?
I'm your new nanny.
I'm feeling so many emotions right now.
Tristram and Candy stopped dead in their tracks. Had their mother gone bonkers? There was a 35-foot
The mum's like, bye!
hole. Don't eat us. Eat you? I'm here to look after you.
Aww.
Treat me just as you would any other nanny.
Oh, don't do
Which
that.
was the worst thing the snake could possibly have said.
Not the side profile.
Tristram and Candy stuck her tail in hot water. They used her as a TV aerial. They even staked her out in the back garden and encouraged the birds to take a peck at their enormous worm.
They've turned her into a big worm. Lol. Oh.
How was the new nanny? Asked Mrs. Frightfully Busy. Really cruel, lied Candy.
I don't feel like the lying's necessarily the problem. I feel like it's kind of the assault, is it not?
The next morning, Mrs. Frightfully Busy phoned Animal McMagic again. The nanny you sent yesterday was completely useless, she shouted.
Yes, she's told us all about your children. Your new nanny will be dropping in shortly.
Okay, they are now beating the shit out of each other, so that's a little bit more realistic. I did feel up to this point that they were setting unrealistic expectations of a brother-sister relationship because they just seem to get on very well, but clearly they only get on well when they're like committing assault or just pretending to be asleep in the bath. The old, I'm asleep, oh no I'm not, here's some water in your face.
Your new nanny will be dropping in shortly.
Oh, okay, so she's sticking with the same company.
15 minutes later, when the doorbell rang, Mrs. Frightfully Busy didn't stop to find out who the new nanny was.
Once again, it seems to be the parents' fault. It's always the way.
Cooey! Came a cry from the sky.
It's Spindlechinks. This is not my favourite episode. Come on, Spindy. If they attack Spindy, I'm gonna be fucking fuming. Okay, a snake comes and they're like, okay, sick, dip its tail in the pasta. It's a little cute spider with a hat and my girl just literally goes into orbit and make it make sense.
I'm your new nanny.
I hate spiders.
Do you?
Silly, said the spider. I wouldn't harm a fly. Where shall we begin?
In the bathroom.
Fibbed Candy.
We always have a bath after breakfast.
Why have they got a picture of a bunny's arse just on the wall?
It's a well-known fact that spiders hate water. So when the children pushed their new...
Eating it like a ping pong ball. Also, I don't think it's like they hate. It's not like cats where they hate water. I think they probably just don't like the idea of drowning. I don't think spiders are waterproof. A spider's waterproof. If you think about it, marine animals are just waterproof. Bro, that's mental. Are we? Because we're not waterproof, are we? Because like if we get... What the fuck am I on about? If we get like water in our hands, they like shrivel. So human beings are not waterproof. I've never seen like a spider all wrinkled from water. Like it gets to a point and it's quite a very small point because they're very small where it's like, I'm submerged in water and I can't breathe. The same as like if we were shrunk down to that size, we probably would be a bit afraid of water because it'd be the equivalent of like being thrown into the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, just being left.
So when the children pushed their new nanny into the bath and pulled out the plug, she was terrified. A raging whirlpool sucked her down into the plug hole. Help me, she cried, but Tristram and Candy had run downstairs to watch her squirt out of the drain pipe.
I'm not very happy with them, to be honest. They've been extremely mean to Spindlechinks and I don't like it.
What a fun game, said Mr. Frightfully Busy. What's it called?
Poke the nanny. She spun a web across our mouths to stop us talking.
Then she's never coming back into this house.
They've literally just seen her come out a drain and they're poking her with a stick. Okay, it's the parents' fault. I don't know if I want to watch any more of this. It's making me cross.
Making me very, very cross.
The following morning, Mrs. Frightfully Busy was back on the phone.
Broken some eggs on the table.
And send me a proper nanny this time. Mr. and Mrs. Frightfully Busy couldn't wait for the new nanny to arrive.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Tristram and Candy were left all alone.
I think it'd be better all alone. Oh, it's him.
I'm your new nanny.
Oh. Oh, is that it? I feel like there's too much build-up. Like, I'm not a movie critic, but I just feel like there's a lot of, like, build-up. And then it's just suddenly like, oh God, we've got to, like, make this moral. Let's just send in an alligator to just nom them.
When Mr. and Mrs. Frightfully Busy came home that night, they couldn't find the children anywhere.
Why do they care?
They did, however, find 2 warm eggs in the airing cupboard, which they took downstairs and boiled for their tea.
But no, that's it. I'm actually signing out of life right now. They found 2 ominous eggs, no children, and they're like dippy eggs and soldiers. And then they just stood there watching them boil. I actually can't be bothered. Again, this scripting cannot be beaten. This is television in its finest form. I really hope that if aliens come down from space and they're like, well, I want to learn about the culture of television, just show them this. They'll fuck right up. They are not staying around.
My baby! My 2 babies! What happened? We were rude and nasty to the nanny.
Yeah, you were.
Which was the first time they had ever told the plain truth.
Oh.
I was wondering if you'd found a new nanny yet for Tristram and Candy. No, beamed Mr. Frightfully Busy. In that case, would you like me to come back? Yes, please, cried the children without a moment's hesitation. But when Mr. Frightfully Busy bent down to pick up Mrs. Mack's suitcases, he noticed that one was made of snake skin, one looked remarkably like a spider. She
was behind it the whole time. I underestimated her.
And the third was made from the skin of an alligator.
From the skin? Lol. Yes. I do like that they all have to end in either death or like the suggestion of death. They got apparently eaten but then reborn. Like they're literally like Jesus. Why have they just been reborn in like a saucepan?
You believe me, don't you? Because every word I've told you is true. There's not one word of a lie. Ooh, ooh, oh dear, it's getting hot in here. Ooh, ah, ooh, must fry. See you later, alligator.
That was a great bit of editing there. Turn him into an alligator. That's some Adobe Premiere Pro shit. Once again,
a very large range of feelings.
After watching that, I'm gonna go and sit in a dark room for like 10 minutes and try and recover. See you when I next make a video. Bye.